Welcome back, everybody. Welcome if you are new. Today we're in the limited late models here at Knoxville. Ran a decent time in practice, I'd say, but I really didn't get much practice going into this race, so this would be very interesting. Kind of a cold run going into the race. So I just got home and didn't really have time to get much practice in. I like these few laps in this practice was the only practice I got, so this will be interesting. Beginning of both corners are pretty worn in. 1 and 2 is pretty worn in through the whole thing on the bottom. So hopefully we can run pretty well. I'm going to run the outside of this in the first lap. So I don't really want to get too much in it, even though I got in it anyways. Try not to get down there, but I did anyways. I'm going to go on the outside of this to start this corner and try to come down throughout the corner. Just a nice sweep through the corner, trying to get off low. Ran a 9:31, so it's not too bad. But about what we did in practice, ran a 9:09 in practice. Second lap may not be as fast because we didn't get that run in. I got really down on the bottom, got on the curbing down there. That's probably gonna hurt our time as well. Ran 9:88. That's not too bad still. Hey, 0.001 faster than the 4. Nice. The 4 car like literally sent himself out of the pit lane in practice and screwed me up really bad. Like, he came straight out of pit lane into turn 1, and I had to, like, get on the brakes because I was going to run over him. So far we've got the pole. Hopefully we can hold on to that. Still got, like, 3-4 people left to qualify, so I'll pick it up and we'll get ready to go green. Alright, we held on to the pole, which is nice. Barely over the 4 car. That's nice. Hopefully we can just be consistent through this race. Get a good enough jump in the beginning. Top few people are really quick, it seems like, so it should be a good race, I feel like. Especially with the track wearing in more and more through the race, it should be a very interesting race overall. But if you guys enjoy this kind of racing, hit that like and subscribe if you want to see some more. I'm excited for NASCAR to be back tomorrow, Daytona 500. I'll be watching that tomorrow. Hopefully it's a good race. See how the new next-gen cars work in a full pack. And see how many of them wreck. Because I know they don't have too many cars to be wrecking and stuff in the beginning of this year. So it'll be interesting to see. But focusing on this race, hopefully we could just run consistent lines like we did first and second lap. Pretty consistent for the most part. Just need to keep that up. Not get too low in 3 and 4 and hit the curbing. Probably run a little bit higher in 1 and 2 to stay out of the slick. Probably go in a little high in 3 and 4 and just try to keep a little bit outside line because the bottom's starting to get worn in a little bit on this entrance, it looks like. But the exit has a good amount of grip still from like here on out, still all gripped up. So it should be interesting to see on how this race track holds up. Just need to get a good enough jump to get out to the lead because I don't want to be on the bottom going into turn 1. If you're under somebody going into turn 1, you're either going to wash up into them or they're just going to get by you while you try to hold the bottom and not get too sideways. This should be interesting though, because I'm still like so cold going into this race. They didn't get really hardly any practice, so it's going to be very interesting. Because a couple times in the practice in this session, like my car just didn't want to get rotated around, like turned. So I just got to work on that and get it to rotate around. Watching for the pace truck. Okay. He tried to get down real quick, got into us. I know what he was trying to do. He was just trying to slide in behind, but he had a decent restart. I don't think you really wanted to get right down, just because.
How was that shit, Boyle?
Yeah, he's going in real low there. I should get a little bit of run off the corner because he's going to slide up a little. Somebody's already gone. He's almost got the 2 car on his inside. Yeah, I just don't want to get in that slick and get too sideways. I got a little sideways there in the middle of the corner trying to cut down. Just be nice and smooth. That's all I want to do. Try to keep the car straight, but to keep the back end rotated around for these corners. But with the way he's going into these corners, it scares me that he's going to get into my back left. I don't want that to happen. So I'm just trying to keep the speed off of 4 mainly for turn 1 to keep up my momentum. If I go low in 3 and 4 and screw it up, he's going to be right on my back bumper. I'm trying to stay a little bit up. 3 and 4 is very fast on the bottom if you can get it to work. He went a little higher than I did there into 1 and 2. I'm going to go into this bottom lane, try to take it away from him. I do like the bottom of 3 and 4 of this track. When it starts to get worn in some more. I got a little too sideways going in on the entrance, but he was right on my bumper. Let off a little bit, trying not to get the car to rotate around. He slid up a lot. That's going to help us. He probably stayed in the gas a little bit too much, or his car just didn't turn all the way. But if you're going to run right along the bottom when it starts to get worn in like this, I let off a little bit going in. Just a brief bit, just to try not to get the car to spin around. That usually helps out a little bit. Getting the pole might have been the difference in this race, to be fair. He's starting to run that outside lane in 3 and 4 now, which honestly might be a little bit faster. Just keeping that momentum, because I have to let off a little bit running the bottom. I'll probably go back out there now. He's definitely a little bit better in 1 and 2 than I am. You can see how much he closes on me in 3 and 4 when he ran the bottom and I ran the top. I gain a little bit back on the exit though. And going into 1, a little sideways on the exit. Don't want that. That felt like a good 3 and 4.
What the fuck, Travis? Goddamn dumbass.
Yikes. So we got some wrecked cars up ahead. Probably gonna have some lap cars later on in this race. Ooh, real sideways there in the middle of 3 and 4. Back right caught that slick part really badly. Slid a little bit too high. Can't be doing that too often. So the 4 car got right to our bumper from that. He's a little bit better in 3 and 4 running that bottom than I am. Oh, I'm in the wall. That doesn't help either. Okay. Thank you. That's one way to do it, I guess. Probably not going to throw a slider because he's been running right along that bottom. Should have momentum though here. He might throw a slider here in 1 and 2. Nope, not quite. Should be able to get back by him in 1 and 2 because that bottom of 1 and 2 is just not as good. Because he was a little bit quicker on that lap in the 3 and 4. I got in the wall a little bit. And he got right to our bumper and then bumped us a little bit. But able to save it, luckily. Really thought he was going to throw a slider into 1 and 2 just because we're running high enough. I feel like you can. So I'm kind of surprised he didn't. We do have a lap car here in the 10 car. Hopefully we can get by him clean with no problems. Getting on the curbing a little bit. That really messed my cornering up. When it hit the exit and it dropped down, that was not good. I feel like I need to just kind of send it through 3 and 4 now instead of trying to run right along the bottom. Like send it, slide up a little bit, and just get the grip and keep straight. At this point in 3 and 4. Might be able to do a little bit the same in 1 and 2, but coming up really fast. I just like the outside in 1 and 2 more. Do have this lap car though that could screw it all up. Just gonna throw slider line here, slide up in front of the lap car, should be fine. just because we got on the inside of him coming off of 4. It kind of hurt us going into 1, but it was alright. It wasn't too bad. 1 and 2 started to get real wide, though. It's the only reason I was able to throw that slider pretty cleanly. What do we got? About 10 laps left. This race feels like it's taking forever. I don't know what it is about this race. It just feels like it's taking a long time. That's okay. So far, so good. It's been a good race with the 4. He's been like right on me the whole time. If I mess up at all, he's right back to my bumper. I'm trying this line a little bit in 3 and 4, seeing if it's working. It doesn't seem to be hurting me unless I slide up and hit the wall, which I've done a couple times. It hurts me down the front stretch a little bit and going into 1 when I do that. We got real far down there. Car did not want to rotate. That's going to definitely catch him up a little bit. Not as much as I thought it was going to, though. He got right up to us in 1 and 2 on that lap. Way too sideways in 3 and 4 there. Probably gonna bump us again. No, not quite. Just barely. It didn't even give us a contact 0 though. Gonna go back to this line just because I was too sideways trying to just stay along the bottom last time. 1 and 2 starting to get real wide though. Very interesting. If you can keep the grip really well off of 2, you'll probably be really fast. I do feel like that's a good line through 3 and 4 though. I like it because I'm not getting super sideways and just kind of sliding up through the corner. But if you could probably do a cut down in 1 and 2, you could probably be really fast. Like go in high and straighten the car out midway through the corner and come off low. That might be really fast, but I really don't want to try it right now because he's right on my ass. Like if I was in second, I'd be trying it, but I don't want it because I wouldn't just be following the leader at that point. He's trying a little bit different of a line. I slid up really hard there. He went in kind of higher to try to keep that momentum. Seemed to kind of work out pretty well for him. I'm just trying to keep my back right tire right on that grip out there. Catch this grip, maybe slide up into the other grip. That line actually seems decent. Get that grip in the middle of the slick. Try to keep the car straight. 2 more laps to go though, come on. We got this. Definitely has been a fun race though, because the 4 has been right on me. But it's been a good race. We'll see if he tries anything here in 1 and 2. Because I feel like that's the place to try something more or less, not in 3 and 4, because I already go kind of low in 3 and 4. Got a little bit of a gap, should be alright. He can't throw a slider very much. And we're going to be able to come home with the win. Nice. Good race, good race. Good race. That was fun. 4 car kept me honest the whole damn time. He was right on my bumper. Where was 3rd place? About 4 seconds back, so we were very far ahead of them. We just pulled off real early. That was fun. Track got super worn in. That slider line in 3 and 4 kind of worked out. But what I was saying in 1 and 2 was you might be able to get it to work if you went in high and then kind of straighten the car out and come off really low, but like better than that. That might have worked, to be honest. You never know. Might have worked in 3 and 4 too, I'm not sure. You might have been able to get those lines to work, but you never know how that goes. I want to turn around, do our drive backwards thing. So I like to do that. These cars are fun to drive backwards at most tracks. Just to see how they handle. Because sometimes they handle actually really well. Like this track, really loose. And I was up there in the grip area and it's just so loose up there. But yeah, very fun race. Very fun race. If I was in second, I would have been trying those lines, but there was no reason for me to try a different line with what I was doing, was working with the guy behind me. All right, let's try to get to victory lane. It's very annoying, and sometimes it gets stuck, but got through it that time. I'll take it. Turn it around, get it parked in victory lane. Right on the front stretch, perfect. Go stand on that podium. That was a hell of a race. He was right on me for the longest time. I want to see where he got into me because I smacked the wall. It was before that lap car. Yeah, it was like this lap. He went in a little bit lower, caught my back left a little bit of net code, but it is what it is. Probably would have tapped me either way, but my car like really reacted. I'm surprised I was able to hold my ground so well in 3 and 4. I actually thought he was going to get in front of me. Did he actually lead that lap? He actually did. He led that lap. He led that lap. So good on him for leading that lap. But I thought he was either going to throw a slider or try something there. But just running that bottom, the outside in 1 and 2 was just dominant. And I was able to get back down, just hold my lead after that. Lap car kind of made it interesting though when we caught him. Because I caught him in a bad spot because he went super high in 3 and 4. The 4 car kind of stayed behind, like didn't get under him yet, so he was able to run the outside of 1 and 2. So I kind of had to throw a slider line here. The 10 car goes super high, 4 car goes a little lower. So I guess I was able to hold my ground because of that, and then 10 smacked the wall, almost got into the 4. But let's go back to the very beginning. Whoops, messed that up. He did like clip me there in the beginning. I think he was trying to just slot in behind me. He had a pretty decent start though. Came down, caught me barely, because I think he was just trying to get singled out quickly. But let's go back, see any issues that other people had, the incidents people had. Don't know what the 12 was doing. He kind of just came straight down the track going into that corner. Like, he would have been fine if he stayed in the gas and went down there, but he decides to slam the brakes and come down, and that just did not work. Got spun out by the 10, slammed by the 9, and flipped over. So that's who was out super quick. 9 cars all on the apron. I think he left early as well. 5 and the 6 get together. 3's coming on through and then gets clipped trying to get by. And everybody else behind misses it. 11 car just does not get the car turned off of the corner, hits the apron down there, slammed the wall. 2 cars just didn't get his car rotated. That's what could happen at this track though. You just don't get your car rotated enough and it just goes straight up towards the wall. It sucks when that happens. 6 got in a little bit of net code, but got in the back of the 7, it just spun him around. Really, that shouldn't have happened. Spinning him around, the back left should have like crushed in a little bit, which would have been nice. 10 car just goes in, door slams the 7 to get him up out of the way, and the 7 didn't like it. That's retaliation at its finest, and immediately 3 car was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But yeah, if you're gonna go in low on somebody and throw a slider, throw the damn slider or hold your damn ground. I guess there's a little bit of net code between the 7 and the 10, because the 10 didn't go as low as he should have. 7 kind of ran the grip line, and there's a little bit of net code, it looks like right there where they clip. And the 10 car really straightened out bad, but then it slammed the side of the 7 with some more net code, and the 7 just didn't like it. That's taking matters into your own hands real quick. That's kind of funny in my eyes. Oh, it's really funny. Yeah, he got spun around. 5 car misses it, 3 car does not, slam straight into him. What lap was this? Lap 16? The 4 car got in the wall a little? Maybe? No? I don't know. Maybe the slightest bit of net code going into the wall. 10 car definitely got in the wall here. We already saw that. Almost got into the 4 bouncing off. Yeah, he was trying that lower line the whole time in 3 and 4. He was pretty good down there, though. Like, he was very fast. He kept me honest the whole damn race, so great race by the 4. That was a lot of fun. 7 car into the wall in the front stretch. 10 car goes in the middle of the slick, spins it. Or he's just done at that point. No. Where the hell are you going, dude? I'm so confused. Where is he? What happened here? I'm so thoroughly confused. What happened to the 7? Did he just stop? Oh, this is after the race. I was so confused. Like, I didn't know it was the end of the race. So the 7 car just came to a stop here. He passed the line, immediately stopped. He almost got beat by the 13, actually. But the 10 car decides to do a U-turn and go and hit him. They don't like each other, apparently, from that race. He spins out from hitting the brakes, but Good race overall. That was very fun. Happy we could get the win, especially on like no practice. I was coming into this race cold, so that was very entertaining. Getting the pole definitely made a big difference in this race, just by 1,000th of a second. It was super close, so great race by the 4. He was on me the whole time. That was a lot of fun, but happy we can get the win. Car number 1 out of 13. Actually, it was a pretty big field. I didn't realize that. So let's go see what we end up getting out of the results. All right, results in. Strength of field was not very high, only 1837. There was only 2 splits though, so not too many people registered to race this today. 4-car actually had the fastest lap of the race. He was catching me on lap 4 there, it looks like. I had a little bit slower of a lap. We were the only ones in the 18s though, so good race by him though. He led a lap when he was side by side with me. He did lead a lap, so great battle overall. He is almost a B class driver now. Nice. He gained a ton of iRating. We gained 31 over 4,400. Honestly, don't know if that's the first time I've ever been over 4,400 or not. It might be, but if so, I'm very happy. If not, it's still a good milestone. I'm trying to get the 4,500. I've never been to 45 for sure, 100% sure about that. Never been to 45, but I don't know if I've ever been to 44s either. So very happy with how we're doing. Had a lot of great dirt races lately in the sprint cars and these late models. I think we had a race or 2 in the super late models as well, and I think 1 or 2 in the 358s where I did really well. So the last handful, 10 so races on dirt have been great for us. It's been a lot of fun. Feel like I'm getting a lot better at the cars I've been trying to learn for a while, like the sprint cars and 358s, but I haven't ran the 358s in a little while anyways. And getting back into the street stocks have been good for us too, because been having a lot of great races in that as well. So very happy with how that went. Gained a decent amount of iRating. Max on our safety. Great race by the 4. Like I said, he would have dominated this field if I didn't get home in time to register for this race. I would have had to race this the next hour. So he would have dominated this race by far. But very fun race with him. Hopefully we kind of both learned a little bit off of each other through that race, because when he was running the bottom, I ran a little bit on the outside in 3 and 4, and he caught me. I went to the bottom in 3 and 4, and then I slid through 3 and 4, try to find that speed, and he didn't really follow me through that to find that speed either, but he kind of found a different line, running in the middle and sliding up, or just trying to run in the middle, see if he found grip. But I kind of found the middle and then sliding up to the top where the grip was in 3 and 4. So that was a lot of fun. Very good race, pretty clean overall, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit off this race as well, seeing how the track condition was and how it changed through the race and how we adjusted to it, because we were by far ahead of everybody else in this race, and nobody was catching us unless we wrecked. So appreciate you guys for watching as always. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you guys have ran this race this week and how you guys have done. Hopefully you guys have gotten some wins as well, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.